Well, I did want to get into the business of shadow, and I'll work with Jung and get your take on that, because from my studies, from what I've understood, is the shadow of the feminine is the manipulation, the using of beauty and sexuality to, manipulate somebody basically. And that's for lack of feeling powerful in another regard, that you don't, a truly empowered woman, if you will, is not in a position where she has to manipulate, she doesn't have to use those things to get something, so to speak. So,
well, if you're really aware of this and experience this archetype, you wouldn't dare misuse it. Because you don't want to meet Aphrodite's shadow.
Which is
that woman that can come up with some serious revenges. Okay. Not by nature. She's one of the least revengeful of the goddesses. She loves to laugh. She'll go into a bed and she'll always know she's the goddess of beauty. There'll be another beauty. She'll get a heart broken. One of the things with Aphrodite as an archetype is she's very often rejected by the other goddesses. They'll use her powers, but they don't invite her to lunch.
Why?
She's too beautiful.
The competition.
Yeah, and she's not interested in the competition. She is who she is.
But no one can compete.
She's not taking anybody away. It's just, and so when let's say a Heratype, now the Heratype is the one who was married to Zeus. And there's these book that I'm going to mention, it's probably 20, 30 years old, Goddesses in Every Woman by Dr. Bolin, right?
Love that book.
And Gods in Every Man. Yeah.
Classic.
And that was the one who started to bring this stuff to consciousness, like how to look at the archetypes. We're looking at them all the time, all right? And we kind of know them. So if a Heratype the man is never wrong, it's always the other woman. The woman's fault, fault. And that's a Heratype. Never going to like an Aphrodite type. And an Aphrodite type, she's if it's the pig pawn, then you're using what you consider, and actually it's usually what a man's idea of sex is. It's not even your idea.
Oh.
All right. Because if it could be something that is just an object, Aphrodite is not an object and will never be an object.
Well, she's sufficient within herself. She's very self-contained.
Well, that's part of what we would like, the humanity, to be whole within ourselves, to do what we do because it's true of our nature. And that's what Jung's term individuation, you work with these forces, so to speak, okay, to become your own individual self. For the first 30 years, we're pretty much the sum total of the family we were born into, our life experiences, our education, our religion, the collective, what they think. When somebody says to you, well, what are they going to say? It's like, well, who's they? So this is part of the shadow making. Oh my God, what are they going to say? There is no they. There's a bunch of opinions that are not based on anything authentic. But if you're being tyrannized by the they, you're never going to dance your real dance.
Yeah.
You're not going to laugh. You're not going to make a connection and a devotion to your talents and your abilities. What if, this is just in terms of imagination, if you were capable of the most extraordinary experience of love? It just expanded everything, okay? But everyone feared it. Nobody would love you personally. They may love the goddess, but not you. Because you become, and we can't become the archetype. We can fake it. And that's why it always feels like, nah, Okay. And beauty, it's a very interesting thing. Let's say you're looking at I don't know, vases, right? And they'll be they're all manufactured same day, everything is the same except the one you love. And you go, no, I want the one, the seventh one over here. That's the one I want, because you see and experience the Venusian energy. That's where she holds herself for you. And you want to take that, okay? You want to put it in a special place for yourself, all right? Because we need to build a relationship with this force field. So we know when she's present in us. So we're just bopping along, doing our thing. And then suddenly we're struck by a Venusian force field, right?
Which would look like what?
Which means like suddenly you see some, I mean, this is on a superficial level, but you see a pair of red shoes and you have to have them.
Mm-hmm.
As you should, because it's, you know, the divine feminine is saying, get the red shoes.
Or you're walking down the street and you see the most gorgeous flower on the road and you just
Right, and whatever it is, it's just,
yeah.
I have to have, and anytime we go like that,
Yeah.
we are in the presence of the divine. There is an archetype present. Now, it could be the terrible side of it. We're like, oh my goodness, okay. Or we stop breathing for that moment and we take in the divine. If we see a performance where an archetype has entered the performer, the whole audience, that's why we spend a fortune, because we all are hoping the archetype will, which is what all the years of training, to be the vehicle for that one moment. We all know it and are usually speechless. We can't even find words for the sheer beauty of it.
And sometimes we're taken to tears.
Right, totally. Well, that's the water of psyche. Do you know what's something interesting about tears? If the first tear you shed is from the right eye, it is tears of joy. If the first tear you shed is from the left eye, it's tears of sorrow.
I never knew that.
How does the body know that? Now, see, right there, to me, that is the essence of beauty.